Almost got that. Almost got that. Oh, you're here. Didn't expect you to be early. Hmm? You want to watch me talk about video games? Well, if you insist. How about this one? Hollow Knight is kind of a weird game to talk about in this video format, as it walks down the perfect middle line between niche and mainstream, but I'll do my best. Hollow Knight, made by these lovely people, was released during one of the biggest years of gaming, 2017. Yet despite many other fantastic games competing with it, it's still known as one of the best of its genre. That being the Metroidvania genre, which is a genre of 2D games that focus on non-linearity and having progression and exploration limited to upgrades. But that's enough of the introductory mumbo-jumbo. Let's get into the actual game. Hollow Knight is a game where you play as this adorable little guy. And get to explore the remnants of the vast underground kingdom of Hollow Nest. Some parts of the kingdom include placid landscapes that could get you lost in the beauty, bustling caves with copious amounts of platforming, and most importantly, areas with guys to fight. I mean, what's a video game without enemies? A boring one, that's for sure, and Hollow Knight is anything but boring. Hollow Knight takes special care for the foes each player faces. In fact, Hollow Knight's focus on enemy and especially boss combat gives it the best combat system in the whole Metroidvania genre. And now I'll analyze some specific foes each player will face on their Hollow Nest journey. I'm just going to lump all the enemies into one category, just to make things easier for me in editing. Am I right, Editing Sam?
Yeah. Right.
Meanwhile...
Wow, gee, oh golly, I sure do love my computer blue screening while I'm trying to edit this project. Ooh, boy, I love my life.
Anyway, enemies in Hollow Knight can range from the basic to terrifying. For example, this guy right here. Fairly simple enemy, just walks forward. Now if we move into another area in the game, we kill the same guy and then he comes back to life! Ah! One of the many reasons why Deep Nest is atrocious. But the real test for enemy combat is the Colosseum, where you face wave after wave of enemies in a massive gauntlet. Also, check me out trying to speedrun the Colosseum. Yeah, keep trying, Junior. You'll get the world record in no time. So, yeah. Hollow Knight's enemy combat is fairly solid. I mean, yeah, there are some annoying ones, but what you gonna do about it? Now on to some actual bosses. This boss is actually one of my favorites, and for good reason. I would say this is one of Hollow Knight's best early game bosses. As to how it's early game, you can fight this boss as soon as you get the wall jump upgrade, but that's highly ill-advised, as if you're not skilled enough, which you most likely will be on your first playthrough, you're gonna have your ass kicked 3 ways from Sunday. Even the game tells you to get a nail upgrade before fighting them, but for those who are still undeterred, fuck it, we ball. The fight starts off quick, with the first Mantis going through a non-stop flurry of attacks. The player has to be on their toes the whole time not to get blindsided by the Mantis Lord's next attack. The player also has to be quick while dishing out damage, as the Mantis Lord will disappear soon after their attack is concluded. But if the player is skilled enough, they can learn the Mantis Lord's patterns and defeat the first one. Now go take out 2! Good luck, champ, have fun! Oh, gosh, I love that trope. And if you manage to take out the other 2, you earn their respect and get access to a new area. Now that's how Hollow Knight makes a great boss. Huh. I wonder which area this is. Oh, no! Now that we're done with the game itself, let's see how it holds up compared to its other Metroidvania brethren in terms of combat. First up being Super Metroid. Super Metroid is a game that has players as Samus Aran, a widely renowned galactic bounty hunter exploring the depths of the planet Zebes. as well as a game that I very much respect, as it was the first game to have all the elements to make it a Metroidvania, making it the granddaddy of all Metroidvanias. However, Super Metroid's combat system wasn't really the focus of the developers, with the devs placing plentiful health and missile upgrades all over the map, very much encouraging missile spam during boss fights, especially because most bosses will just stand there and take all the missiles. And enemies are even greater pushovers, as late into the game you can just freeze them on the spot or just jump into them to kill them. Although it is fair that Super Metroid doesn't focus on its combat as much as Hollow Knight, as it came out in 1994 and was the first of its kind. Now to wrap up this review. Hollow Knight by Team Cherry is a very standout game in its genre, one of the reasons being its combat system. With immense enemy variety, enemies that subvert a player's expectations, and bosses that have players learn their patterns, these elements allow Hollow Knight's combat to stand tall above its predecessors like Super Metroid, because Hollow Knight's focus on enemy and especially boss combat gives it the best combat system in the entire Metroidvania genre. Also, this game is $15 by the way, just wanted to mention that. So thank you everyone, and go play Hollow Knight. Also Team Cherry, please give us Silk Song, please, I'm begging you.